Let's talk about the relationship between brands and their agencies, particularly at a time when a lot of brands are actually in housing. Talking about this, Toby, Horry, the brand and content director at TUI. What's your take, because you have worked both sides of the divide?
Yeah, I think clearly the relationship with your agencies is critical to the success of a brand, and having worked both agency side and client side, I think I've seen quite a lot of ways of how you do it right and wrong. I think the most important thing is to have empathy with each other's side, to make sure you sort of walk in each other's shoes and understand the pressures. Clearly there's a lot more to it than that, but I think if I was to pick one thing, I think it would be empathy with the pressures that each side is under.
I've just mentioned the fact that we seem to be seeing companies in-housing, out-housing, back to agency. Why do you think there is this movement happening?
Yep. I think the fundamentals of why it's happening are economics. Clearly hiring agencies is in the long term more expensive than having it in-house. Having said that, there are reasons why you go outside your business to get expertise that you either can't get internally or that you don't want all the time. And actually having people bring a different perspective to your business is really, really important. So we in-house quite a lot of stuff in terms of photography and video and copywriting for brochures, websites, etc. And it absolutely makes sense to have that in-house, but it doesn't make sense to have everything in-house.
You talk about empathy. What are the other elements you think are worth considering? Because it can be a long-term relationship, but it can be a costly one, as you say.
Yeah, I think just having an understanding of the client's business as an agency is absolutely critical. And I think also, having moved client side, I now realise that probably only 20% of my time is actually thinking about the advertising. All the other things that you need to think about as a marketing director come to bear. So I think just it does come back to that sort of understanding the different pressures that you're under.
The travel industry as a whole going through an enormous amount of change.
Yeah.
What's sort of TUI's take on this? You must be rather happy that your biggest competitor has sort of gone under.
Well, I wouldn't say we were happy. It's never nice to see that sort of thing happen to an established company, and I think it's a reminder of how the travel sector is a very dynamic one, and you've always got to sort of keep looking at what customers want and make sure you're answering customer needs.
You're seeing some people like Michael O'Leary talking about the death of the package holiday. Where do you see TUI going? There seems to be already a few changes. You're putting people on holidays through regular carriers, not just TUI jets. Yeah. Where do you think we're going to be in 5 years' time?
Yeah, I think we've been doing that for a number of years. So I always find people say what's the word you would get rid of if you could in marketing. I think the word I would get rid of is dead or die, because I think a lot of these things people say, oh, this is dead or this is that or it's dying. But actually, I think movements like that tend to happen a lot more slowly. So there's still a hell of a lot of people taking package holidays, and the fact that they're ATOL protected is clearly a massive reason as to why they do that. So I don't think package holidays are going anywhere anytime soon.
Talk about the other evolution, moving away from the bog standard 30-second ad. TUI still does an awful lot of that, but you are brand and content director. So how important is content in getting people to spend time with the brand? Because people are spending 2 weeks with the brand often. Where do you think that's going?
Well, I think content, particularly for a sort of high consideration purchase, often a high cost purchase like a holiday, is massively important, but at the right point in the funnel. So I think TV advertising is still absolutely critical to building brands, but then clearly as you get to a website and you're doing investigating as to where you might go, that's where the content really comes to bear. So I think it's just having it at the right point in the funnel. That's the most critical thing. Yeah.
How do you make content look different from an advert? Because really, it's a magazine, isn't it? Just looking very much like a holiday brochure. I think it's not such an island. It's beautiful, golden sands.
But I think you need to understand what the reasons why people make the decisions they make, and make sure you're providing the content to help them make those decisions. And obviously that differs massively on individuals. So it's not like you can create one piece of content and say, right, that's it, we've cracked it, now all people are going to come and book with us. And as I say, sometimes it really sort of lower down in the funnel. It can be very specific things that make the difference between someone booking or not booking. So really, I think it's just really understanding that customer journey, the different things that people want at different points of that customer journey, and making sure you're providing that information at the right time, the right way.
Toby, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm James Wright, and thanks for watching Marketing.Media.Money. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thanks for watching.